Hello, everybody, and welcome to XPNsion Network. This is your home, and we here every single week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have this wonderful show called the Ask Julius Show. All right, so this is the 50th show of the Ask Julius Show. As you know, what do we do here at XPNsion Network? We accelerate the consciousness of humanity every single day. And we have, yet again, Kasey Joe here that's going to be helping us and introduce us and channel Julius and his group of entities. Kasey Joe, welcome to your home. Welcome to this wonderful show. How are you today?
We're doing great. Thanks, everybody, for being here with us. It's always so much fun. 50, Angel. How did we get here, right? How did we get here?
We actually started in 2022. You know, There were some weeks that we had to skip, but 50 is a lot. 50 is a lot, and we owe this to our audience, who has been steadily increasing since we started, and they always have those questions ready. Let me tell you something. We were just with the introduction video, and we already had 2 questions ready, lined up. And Daylene says, 50, congratulations. Absolutely, you bet. If one of these days we will be able to do like virtual parties. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing, but that's something that we could definitely do. As for those of you that you don't know, Kasey Joe is broadcasting live. This wonderful, I really like the whiteness and the purity and the immaculately of your background, Kasey, from Utah.
Yeah, we haven't got it all figured out yet. As you know, we're still kind of struggling with, the studio thing on my end, not on Angel's end, on my end. And right when we thought we had something figured out, my computer got a virus, had to rush it to the computer store, just got it back just minutes before climbing on here. So thanks everybody for your patience and understanding. Like I said before, I look like I'm a mugshot, kind of, with the white background, but it's all good. We're so excited to be here with all of you, and thanks everybody for joining us and having such a great time with us, right?
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you something. It doesn't look at all as a mugshot because there's actually some sort of a pillow or something that gives.
I got my pillow.
You see, it gives some cozy, super cozy, textures to our studio in Utah. And your studio here is in Dallas, Texas, as I always say, the land of the free. Mm-hmm. The land of the free. And thank you, everybody who's already making comments. As I said before, Lee was saying 50. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Brooke asked one question, and actually, just to make sure that we didn't miss it, she posted it again. Thank you so much, Brooke. And then Hilda Beal has another question. Oshun is saying, by the way, why am I saying this? Why not posting it so everybody can see it? Exactly. What, Angel? Come on. All right. And then Oshun from Asia. Oshun, hello everyone. I'm unable to hear you. I don't know why. Hopefully everybody else can hear us. And then there's Barbara Ward. Hello from Ontario. Yes, Oshun is asking if anybody else has the same problem that is not able to hear us. And then there's someone from Expand with Julius. I guess this must be our wonderful Sue helping us, our wing woman. Hello, Barbara. So nice to see you. Absolutely. And then Michelle Brooks Cruz here. I can hear them. Exactly. And Mary Carmen. Hello from Mary in Utah. Look at that. I didn't know there was a town. There was a town in Utah called Mary. And then Ruby Singh is saying, I can hear. Okay, so thank you, everybody. We are so ready to start. Do you think Julius is ready as well, Kasey? What do you think?
We are ready. We are ready. I'll tell you what, I am, as my life progresses, as we all progress in everything that we do, I get more and more and more joy in channeling, in channeling Julius. It's just a super awesome vibe that comes through, boosts everybody up. And so I hope everybody feels the same way when they get to listen to the Julius Collective and get inspired. So yeah, we are always ready to go.
Absolutely. So ready to go. So let's start with Brooke's question. Again, she was there even before we were here. So question from Brooke is, was Michelle Obama really born Michael Robinson? She is really he? That's her question.
Yes, that is a truth, master. But that is a pretty common a common thing. You're going to find that that's extremely common. Several of the president's wives were men, and that you may end up, getting lots of information. And there is a lot of crazy things out there. And there's men who are women and women who are men. And it is a crazy inversion. So think inversion, masters. So the nefarious energies that are working and have worked to enslave you, practice inversion of truth. Okay. And so that shows up in their physical lives as they call it transgenderism, but that's not actually quite accurate. They're just plain pretend, shooting themselves up with hormones. Okay. But it's an inversion. So if anybody who is part of that type of energy worships that energy by practicing inversion in their lives. And so it shows up in different ways. But yes, to answer your question, the answer to that question is yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question. Finally, Oshun knows that it's only her, apparently, that has issues. Probably changing your device will help you, but obviously you are not listening. You're not hearing me, so it's my advice is not very useful. But anyway, let's make progress here. Let's go to the next question. And the next question comes from Hilda B. And that's Hilda's B question, or Hilda B's question. What is Julius' perspective on artificial DNA coding of microorganisms and fish for the application of cleaning up the environment? Look at that.
Well, we support, Master, that your environment will clean itself up if you would just leave it alone and stop poisoning it, stop pulling it in different directions, stop force feeding an agenda onto it. That's our opinion. Okay. You have an extraordinary earthship. You have an extraordinary realm. You have an extraordinary dimensional space. And everything is designed to work cohesively in an orchestrated balance for wellness, for conscious expansion, for joy. And it just has been tampered with so much. And it really just needs to be left alone. And it will clean itself up and balance itself out, and the energies will regenerate themselves and the frequencies will come up. So we are not in support of anything being manipulated. We are in support of the environment that you created as source to walk in a physical experience in order to know yourself as source through the physical.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question. Let me post something else. Yes, let's go to the next question. All right. So it comes from, we are all in this together. And the question from we are all in this together is, love you, Julius, Brad, Angel. If the 2024 election doesn't happen, will the U.S. have a civil war?
Well, Master, we don't do predictions because we don't control what goes on this realm. All of you do. And we can't control that either. And we don't believe in predictions. We believe that people are sovereign beings and they make their way through their truth. So we don't do predictions when it comes to that. Civil war is already going on. You have a war going on that you don't understand has been going on, and it's the war of all time. Okay. And the little battles, the physical battles that go on the Earthship are nothing compared to the conscious war, the high frequency and low frequency war that is going on. That's the only thing that you really need to worry about. Everything else is a game, everything else is a distraction, and everything else is a manipulation. So we are not going to support that. We can predict that in any way. What we can tell you is there is a plan to handle everything along the way. And hopefully that plan will work its way into fruition.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Mary Carmen's question is, what or who is really in the White House?
Nobody is in the White House, Masters. Military is in the White House right now. There is all kinds of military. It's a military base, basically, right now. We do not see that building will be utilized again for anything. It's got too much child trafficking tunnels underneath it. It's been gutted out for many, many things. So to answer your question, there isn't anything that of political use that is going on in the White House right now. It is controlled by the military.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And by the way, I almost forgot that there was a question from last week. It was actually a criticism. And as you know, guys, we are fully transparent here. So I'm going to read what Terry Tremendous, I don't know if he or she is here today, but I'm going to read it because I promised to do it last time. And this is her or his comment. This is the first spiritual channel that I have heard which has a political agenda and opinion about the US. That in and of itself sounds less spiritual and more like an ego with a political agenda of a human being.
We don't speak of the US on your standard politics. We speak of the Earthship being governed by a very dark force, and that is a truth. And those forces govern all aspects of the Earthship, every structure of the Earthship, from your politics to your healthcare to your religions to your economic systems. Those are the real third dimensional aspects of the human experience. And because, Masters, we have been human, we understand what it takes to navigate your lives and your consciousness simultaneously. It is all well and done for what you describe to be spiritual leaders who've never been human to sit above you in their armchairs telling you to just be full of sunshine and just raise your frequency and be happy and all is well. They have not walked on the third dimensional realm as a human embodied being. They have not walked through this realm to raise their consciousness and through the ascension process, and we have. So when you as embodied beings will ask us very three-dimensional, serious questions in places where you struggle and you have a difficult understanding, we will give you an answer because we understand that it is relatable to your conscious journey because your lives are relatable to your conscious journey. For this person who is washing, we send you blessings, we send you light, and we know that you are source, and may you find your way to source, Master.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I have to confess again, as I said last week, I'm having difficulties in catching up with so many comments. Thank you so much. You are exchanging comments, opinions, praising everybody else. Thank you so much for everything that you're saying here. I wish I could be showing everything that you are saying. Okay, so let's go to the next question. The last one was from Terry Tremendous, and now we go to Daylene has a question. Thank you for this wonderfully fun show. We do well. We try. I was going to say we try our best. No, we don't try. We're just like this. Can you explain what a walk-in is? I've heard the term, but not sure I completely understand it. Thank you so much, Daylene.
So, Master, that basically depends on who you are speaking to. So it's talking about, many people refer to it as a kind of a replacement soul, where one soul will exit the body for any given reason, and another soul may enter into the body and basically take over the driver's seat. Many people claim that that is a truth for them, that something usually traumatic takes place where there will be an exchange of souls. It is a truth that that is a possibility, but we are going to say, Masters, that we believe that you are limited in thinking of a soul as a singular energy. So you are fractals. You are fractals of one energy, And we're going to support you have more than one singular fractal operating your three-dimensional costume. So a lot of times what will happen is there would just be a pivot. Okay. So if you're watching this flame that we are holding here, and there's all kinds of fractals in it, a lot of times your soul does a pivot. Okay. And another version of a fractal may come forward with a different perspective, a different opinion, even sometimes a different personality. But anything is possible, Master. We will never cease to claim that if you are thinking it, then it is a possibility, because you do not create thought. You just receive thought. But our definition of a walk-in would be more of a replacement, where a soul will replace another soul along the journey, usually because of a trauma and usually because of some form of a difficulty.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And the next question comes from Julie's compound. Okay, so Julie is in a compound, and the compound itself is asking a question. If you allow me to make that joke, Julius, of course. What is the real shape of the Earth? Speaking of compounds, right? Are we between water and spinning? That's Julie's question.
So, Master, we are always going to support to you that the Earth ship has many forms based on the dimensional perspective of the Earth ship. Every dimensional space has different versions of different shapes and different plateaus and how they play themselves out. If you are asking us the correct version of the third dimensional version of the Earth ship, which is what we think you are asking us, we would say that your Earth ship is a type of a circle, but it is not exactly spherical. It has a little bit of an egg or a little bit of a watermelon type of shape to it, and it's much larger, much larger than what they have ever told you that it is. That's why there can be a real difficulty in seeing a curvature around the Earth. It also does not rotate and spin the way that you have been told either. So there's a lot of misinformation that has been put out there, but we are going to support that in your third dimensional version of the Earth, it is not flat.
Excellent. Thank you. Let's go to the next question. Thank you, Julie, for the question. Brooke has another question. Last week, you said no 2024 presidential election. Is Trump still our president?
In accordance to your laws, he is still your commander-in-chief according to your laws and your governmental systems. But what is hidden from you is very, very complex. We did not say that there will not be a 2024 election. We said that the 2024 election is not planned at this time. Everything can change, but we would tell you that you are watching an actor pretending to be the commander-in-chief in this false administration in front of you. Mostly the military is in charge, even though one could say that Trump is still the commander-in-chief. He's not running the show. The military is. There's a military operation taking place.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Head to head, Julie and Brooke trying to make more questions. So next question is from Julie again. What is the real, that's a great question. Simple. What is the real population of Earth as of 2024?
Well, you are talking about layers of populations, Masters. Layers. Your Earth ship has layers of civilizations living within them. So we aren't sure what your context question is. If you are asking us the population of the surface beings on the Earth ship, are you asking us sentient beings? Are you asking us humanoid beings? Are you asking us alien beings? So you need to be a little bit more clear. Are you asking us the surface population of sentient souls? It is hundreds of billions of sentient souls living on the surface of the Earth ship. If you are asking us about sentient beings on the surface of the Earth ship, playing and pretending to be human, we would tell you about 14 billion. But that does not include the ones that are off planet, and that does not include the humans that are on the interior of the Earthship. That's just the surface beings.
All right, thank you so much. And the next question comes from Hilda B. I've been posting, as you have seen, several statements and made by Julie and Brooke here on the chat, and now it's Hilda B's question and turn, which is: scientists have developed the technology to produce meat in the lab. You bet, absolutely. It's being sold. It has been sold already in many places for many years. Is the meat produced in the labs a good solution to end the consumption of soul suits or soul suits?
No, it is not a good idea. And it's not meat. I don't know. We don't know how anybody can call it meat. It's not. It's like most of your food here on the Earthship. It's garbage. It's not consumable in any way, shape, or form. And it is just another way to poison you. It is just another way to implement all kinds of microorganisms into your body. It's another way to put graphene oxide into your body, aluminum into the brain, aluminum into the mouth and into your sinus cavities, into your bloodstreams, into your hearts. It's garbage. Do not eat it. Do not consume it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next question from Julie. Again, guess what? Give me a second, because there were two questions I had to ask from our audience on the offline list of questions. Let me ask those questions. It's one. I'll be back with you, okay, Brooke and Julie. Don't worry. So the next question comes from Judith, yes, she was asking the other day: are skills such as endurance, balancing, musical genius, math genius, and function of neural pathways in the brain? That was a question that was asked the other day. And then there's a follow-up question from Judith that we had here, which is: if yes, and actually the answer was yes the other day, can skills be acquired within minutes by transcranial magnetic stimulation and direct electrical stimulation of neural circuits?
Your brain could be manipulated into doing many, many things, masters. You could crack your skull open and take little electrodes and play with your brains, and you could make the body do all kinds of things. You could make the body bend backwards. You could make the body do anything. So your brain can be very, very stimulated and artificially stimulated to do many things. That is a truth. So if you're asking us that question, the answer is yes. Can you make your body, change your body, shift your body in any way that you choose by raising your consciousness and activating dormant parts of the brain? Absolutely. And you can change and shift your body or shape shift your body simply with a thought. That is a truth. Totally different than what you are talking about. Changing and shifting your body through the raising of frequency and the raising of consciousness is a completely different experience, useful experience, an experience of knowing yourself as source and the all, versus just the hardcore laboratory or scientific manipulation of the brain.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And thank you, Judith, for your question. Let's share some comments here. Stephanie Cruz, welcome back, Stephanie Cruz. Nice to read you here. Hi, everyone. Beyond happy to be here. Sending much love. Same from us. Absolutely. Daylin said yes before. Let me keep on going down the list. There's so many questions. Oh my God. Yeah, I was wondering about questions today. Why did I say that? We have so many questions. It's going to be a challenge to answer all of them. Anyway, we have Julius and we have Kasey Joe, who's going to do, as usual, as always, an amazing job. Okay, so the next question comes from Julie, and Julie's question is the dental anesthesia safe?
Is dental anesthesia safe? No,
Yes.
Anesthesia is safe. We would say that's the closest, one of the closest times that you are to death when they put you under anesthesia. That is a truth. It also causes brain damage and it causes neurological damage. It also fries your immune system. So it is not anything that is good for you in any way. your dental industry has been nothing but poison, nothing but harmful to your neural pathways, nothing but harmful to activate dementia, Alzheimer's, all kinds of mental illness, all kinds of blocks for your pineal gland and your pituitary gland. So all of that we do not support is healthy for you in any way.
All right, thank you so much. Next question, by the way, Brooke was saying, hey, yes, many do, but I hope this answer reaches many. Absolutely, all those videos are uploaded to our social media outlets and also to Amazon and Roku. Let's continue. There's another question from, okay, Julie. Are they going to pull out another pandemic scam trying to lock us down?
They tried to do that again last year, Master. That doesn't seem like that's really on their agenda plate for now. Most of the stuff that you are hearing is old. It's very old information. So they tried that. They were going to try to do that a year ago. Thankfully, most everybody, that it just wouldn't fly. People would basically just say, screw you, and not do it, which is awesome because that was just a social experiment, a mind control social experiment. And thankfully, there are enough people awake now to know that, well, either that was going on or that something odd was going on. And then, of course, there's many people out there who are still terribly frightened, Masters, still wearing those pathetic cloth little masks, thinking that it's protecting them in some way from virus, not realizing that they're compromising their immune systems while wearing those masks. And it is very, very sad. And we want everybody to have compassion for those fear-based beings. Please have compassion for them. Do not shame them. Do not make fun of them. Do not be angry with them. Be compassionate and understanding, and try to understand how manipulated their minds have been, how programmed they are, and how absolutely fear-based they are. And by judging them, you are not assisting yourself or them on their conscious journey.
Thank you so much, Julius. Let's go to the next question. That was from Julie. Thank you, Julie, for the question. And then we have a question from, we are all in this together. Are the ETs and or interdimensional beings streaming their consciousness into our avatars from immersion pods? Or is this whole simulation an implanted memory like in Total Recall?
Oh, great question. Great question. So, Masters, all of this is an illusion. And there's many, many scientific experiments going on. That is the truth. And there are many, many layers of beings doing experiments. That is the truth. You have all kinds of hybrids of species going on behind the scenes. You have lab-grown species going on behind the scenes. You have AI. You have hybrid. You have a lot going on. But you also have what we want to call organics. Organics walking on the Earth ship. We're going to say that probably all of you are organics, and we love you. And when all is said and done, you are source. If you are sentient and you have a soul and you are source, and like Total Recall, this is a dream. It is all a dream. And you will go from one dream to the next, learning and expanding and knowing yourself as source, but none of it is real, Masters. It is all holographic projections from your perspectives. And we know that that is challenging for you to understand, and it's okay. We would tell you to enjoy it. Find your joy, Masters. Find your joy and your creativity, and work hard to stay away from fear and control and manipulation. That is the downside. The control and the manipulation and the fear is the downside. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the playground. Hold your soul with honor and love and respect, and practice centering yourself and loving yourselves, Masters, so that when you decide to leave this Earth ship holographic projection as a physical being, you will doing so feeling fulfilled and satisfied over your journey.
Awesome. Thank you. Next question from, we are all in this together again. Was 9/11 an inside job?
If you mean by your government, yes, it was done. It was a ploy by the same nefarious energies that have been controlling most of everything here on this Earth ship. Absolutely.
All right, thank you. And then actually Julie is making a comment here. Okay, that makes sense. It's about her previous questions about the earth. It just felt like we couldn't be spinning. And it does say in the Bible that there is a firmament in the midst of water.
Your
Thank
Bible was written by the nefarious energies masters. We would encourage you not to pay too close attention to it.
All right, good. Next comment says humans, humans, humans. All right, so let's go to the next question. Brooke, question, can you elaborate on the true agenda behind transgender and inverted so that more people understand its nefarious purpose?
So it is a form of worship. So most embodied beings here on this earthship have no understanding that they are source, and they lean into worshiping something outside of themselves. It's part of your programming, and it's part of your cultural systems. And most every cultural system believes in some form of a good entity to worship and a bad entity to worship, good and evil, good versus evil. In most forms of religions, that would be God and Satan. Okay. And so inversion is satanic worship. It is satanic worship where everything is inverted from its truth. So that would mean turning boys into girls, girls into boys, and things like that. So the quote unquote, there is no such thing as transgender. So first we want to say that you cannot transgender somebody. That has to do with chromosomes in the body. If somebody has both, if they have equal sets of chromosomes so that they are equal male and female, that still is not transgender. So you cannot transgender. That's just a BS line of programming. Hormones don't transgender somebody. Chromosomes is how you determine your sex. So they're jacking people up with these hormones, which really cause all kinds of problems in a representation to invert or satanic worship the truth. Now, do all people who have fallen for this false programming agenda understand that? No, they're following the masses and they're following the programming that they have been programmed with. But a good amount of people do understand that, certainly the ones implementing the program. But it is all about satanic worship. Baphomet, which is one of the physical representations of Satan, has both male and female parts, but mostly you can watch the fingers up and down. That's inversion of truth. So anybody who falls into worshiping Satan usually has to sacrifice either themselves as an inverted human, or they will sacrifice one of their children as an inverted human, or they will just plain sacrifice one of their children. So they have to do one of two things. They either have to completely sacrifice the child through a satanic ritual, or in order to escape having to fully sacrifice that child in a blood ritual, they will just invert them or transgender them or let them play pretend of the opposite inverted truth in order to worship Baphomet or Satan.
All right, thank you so much. Next question comes. Thank you, Brooke, for the question. Let's go to the next question. Raman, welcome back. Raman Bansal is here. Hello, Kasey, Julius, and Angel. I am seeing 38, the number 38, very oftenly. What does that signify?
Well, numerical things can signify different things. It is a representation in numerology of the number 11 or 2. So it's another representation of the number 2. 2 is a representation of shift and change. So 38 can be a representation of shift and change in your life or your environmental conditions around you.
All right. Thank you. Let's go to the next question. In this case, it's going to be, by the way, some comments. Julius making a comment, humans on the surface, because they say it is 8 billion, and I thought maybe it was less. And then there's a question from Hilda B. Human bodies need a soul to live, while fish do not need a soul to be alive. Why is that?
No, so souls are create empathy. They create an empathy experience or an emotional, compassionate experience. It is spirit energy that can generate life in something. Same thing with a tree, same thing with many, many different things that operate in a life form. So you can have an operational life form that does not have a soul, but it does not have the ability to feel empathy or compassion.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question. It's again from Raman Bansal. Julius, few days back, hold on a second, let me post it here. Julius, a few days back, I had a very interesting dream that two scientists done some research and they were showing me, but I was not so convinced with the research, but they said this theory is approved by Julius, so I got convinced. Oh, that's interesting. My question is that, have you ever challenged other than Kasey in this timeline or any other timeline? That's an interesting question.
We have not, this is the trans-channel conduit at this time, Masters, in this lifetime and many other lifetimes as well.
All right. And so it is. Let me add this. And so it is. Let's go to the next question. By the way, before we go to the next question, did you realize that there was a QR code showing up on the top left corner of your screen? So I'm going to challenge you. How many of you are you going to actually put your cameras there and scan it to see where this is taking you? Want to know more? Who's going to scan it? Who is going to scan it? So this is exactly the place where you will see all of this content, amazing content that is being generated for so many years already with Julius and its group of entities and Kasey. So many, many, many videos and pieces of content all the time, and obviously many others that have been supporting us. And I have been part of it, also bringing some amazing guests. You can actually see a lot of different guests also interviewed by myself. I remember a very nice series of 22 episodes with a spiritual leader, a girl actually from Switzerland. I think it was in 2022, I think that was, and it was amazing. If you want to look for it, it was incredible. This girl is extremely significant, and she has a very, very nice story. So you will find all of these things here at the expandwithjulius.com website. And by the way, if you want to send a question and you are not here live with us, you can always send that question to an email address. The email address is support@expandwithjulius.com. support@expandwithjulius.com. Thank you so much for scanning, because we know when someone scans. We don't know who that person is, but we know when someone scans. Okay, let's move forward. By the way, Chad Anderson say hi all. Welcome back. Nice to see you, Chad. There's lots of things going on with Chad, exactly. Sending hugs and kisses to Chad right now. We are all in this together has another question. Will it ever be revealed who started the 808 fires?
So the Hawaii fires are still all part of the nefarious energies, Masters. That is a truth. We believe that you are asking if all of that information is ever going to be fully revealed. We hope that it will be, because we believe that humanoids have been lied to and manipulated way too long. And we really don't believe that anybody else has the right to decide what truth you can handle and what truth you cannot handle. That is just another form of control and manipulation. We believe that you have the right to understand your whole truth here on the Earth ship. And yes, it is painful, and yes, it is shocking, but it doesn't do any good to still remain in the darkness. It just simply doesn't. You've got to pull up your big girl pants, big boy pants, big whatever bean pants, and walk in truth with bravery. It can be very, very, very painful, but we support that truth should be revealed. Having said that, it does not look like they plan on revealing all truth to you.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me show the audience the different comments on the chat, or from the chat I was telling you about. Chad Anderson was saying hi all, and then Brooke was saying, great question. We're all in this together. Hi again from Chad. And then a question from Ruby Singh. Nice to see you here again, Ruby. Could you please tell us about white and dark galaxies?
So this bean is from our academy, and we dropped some pretty interesting information on the white galaxy recently. So there is a white galaxy just beyond the doorway and the gateway to your dark galaxy. It is just another broader and higher frequency and more expansive area or circumference. Your white galaxies have been hidden from you. You've been living in darkness. If not that dark is bad, it just has a way of hiding things from you. And in white galaxies, you can see more clearly, see more of what is going on, and have the opportunity to be inspired, to study, to be more creative. And they're massive. So we want to say that your dark galaxy is held within a compartment of the white galaxies.
All right. Next question from Julie's compound again. We are the children. No, where? Sorry, she's writing it, so it's not identified afterwards. Thank you. Were the children in Hawaii taken, or does Oprah know? Is she involved in child trafficking with her school in Africa?
We support that there is evidence that proves that she is a child trafficking person, yes. And we're going to support that most of the children that were taken in Hawaii are safe.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Again, there are so many questions I will have to make sure we answer all of them. We are already 42 minutes into the 50th Ask Julius show. 50th Ask Julius show. This amazing show that we have every single Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US. And people from all over the world. By the way, I haven't seen Amanda today. Where are the people from Australia? Where are they? I don't see them today. Why are they so quiet? It's not typically the case. But anyway, maybe some of the people that have been asking us questions are from down under, and we don't know. But let's continue with this episode number 50th of the Ask Julius show. Every single week we ask questions. You can send questions offline to support at expandwithjulius.com. You can send questions here on the chat live. By the way, there's a repetition of the show every single Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. The next question comes from Brooke. And that's Brooke's question. I recently learned Jesus did not die on the cross. He lived on and had 5 children. What age did he live till?
We are going to support that is a fictitious character, Master.
All right. And it has been said. All right. So let's go to the next question. It's Bruce, by the way, the comment in this case, Brooke is saying, thank you so much for answering and explaining for all to understand. Love your bravery. Absolutely. You bet. Definitely, Kasey is a brave woman. Let's go to the next question. We are all in this together. He's asking, how did Whitney Houston really die?
She did not.
All right. She did not. Next question. Exactly, a brave woman. Speaking of Julius compound, is Britney Spears locked up somewhere, and is she safe?
So the real Britney Spears, the original Britney Spears, let's use that because that's not her name. So the original Britney Spears is safe and protected. She underwent a lot of trauma and a lot of MK Ultra programming. There were several clones made of Britney Spears, and that's mostly what a lot of people saw out in the public. So the original Britney Spears was actually removed and protected when she was pretty young, only at about the age of 14 to 15 years old. And then they did many cloned versions of her. And that's a lot of what you have seen. And the clones come and go. They use them for many, many different things. And so that's how we will answer that question.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question, actually, we're going to take one question that we have from the offline list. It comes from Maria Chelu from Vienna in Austria in Europe. My gal is reacting to washed laundry, although I'm using organic washing powder, in a way that her skin itches. Is there any washing powder, homemade maybe, you could recommend, or is there any ingredient we should try to avoid? Thank you. Much love to you all.
Yeah, we would recommend you use oils, mineral oils and things like that for cleansing your skin. That's what we would recommend. They have great antibacterial effects to them, cleaning effects to them. Most everything else is an abrasive, an abrasion, and has drying components to it. That is the truth.
All right. Thank you so much. That was a long question. Amit is saying hello. I love to all. Nice to see you, Amit. Or Amit, excuse me. All right. All right. Brooke is asking if Whitney is alive. You already answered that question. Let me go back to the list of questions. All right. So, okay, here it is. I think I'm not missing any. Please, if I miss any question, just let me know. I'm going to go now for Hildebeest's question on technology. Technologies such as artificial intelligence for manipulation of nature seems to be growing in this realm, even by the new rising leaders. What can we do so the leaders of this realm do not feel the need of control? Oh my God, that's a great question.
Masters, leaders are a controlling element. Humanity needs to raise its consciousness to eliminate the controlling aspect. And that usually there's steps and levels to that. But as long as humanity does not know themselves as source, that they will not reach a place. As long as they are still programmed to believe that something outside of them controls and governs them, then they will lean into that system. They'll support that system. They will want that system. And they will be very, very happy with living within those systems. So it takes raising your consciousness as sentient beings to know that you are source and that nothing governs you. And the minute that you do that, nothing will govern you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then let's go to the next question. Next comment, in this case, Julie's comment saying, Brooke, I heard that too. And maybe the one we see is a clone. Hilda B has another question. Blah, blah, blah. Here it is. Hilda B. How does high level of consciousness societies living in dimensions handle the potential of interplanetary or intergalactic wars?
Mm-hmm. Well, their frequency keeps them out of the wars, Masters. So you have to understand that frequency is everything. And things come into frequency alignment or they are avoided when frequencies do not align. So high consciousness beings create an energetic frequency in their realm that avoids the conflict of war because war is a low frequency. So literally, they don't exist to nefarious energies looking to war.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Emily McMaster. Thank you, Emily, for being here. I think, I don't know if I've read questions from her before, but if I have, my apologies. Thank you for being back with us. It's a pleasure to have you here. And thank you for asking that question. It's a personal question. I left my career, Emily's career, to follow what felt like my intuition to do more energy healing work. And I have experienced a lot of doors closing. Can we be off our paths, or can this be part of the path? I feel like I'm being called to do more, but don't know how to get there.
Yeah. You cannot walk off your path, Master, because there is no singular path for you. You create your pathway through your passion. You create your pathway through your passions. That is the truth. And so when you do that, you have to hold the energy of passion to open your doorways. That's what blows the doors off the hinges, is passion and enthusiasm and fortitude and knowing and trust and joy and happiness and love And all of that is what opens doorways for you. The doorway closing on you phenomenon is because your energy frequency has dipped and you have doubt. And your statement reinforces that truth. That's great news for you, Master, because you can change that. You can change that. It takes discipline. It takes practice. It takes a wonderful support team. It takes a wonderful collaboration of a tribe of other people that love you and support you and will constantly give you the narrative that you are the most magnificent being. And it will act like a magnet for you to be able to experience and practice your passions. And the other thing is this, Master, please, please, please don't ever believe that you only have one singular passion. Expand yourself, put many spokes on your wheel, Master, so that you may draw in more receivership, more people who are drawn to you for many, many, many different services. You are moving into a place now where everybody's intuitive gifts are really varied and expansive. No more will there be a singular practitioner for any form of application. So broaden your horizons, be passionate about that ever-changing, ever-shifting part of you. Keep your frequency high, hang out with really cool people, and blow the doors off those hinges.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I like blowing off. Ha ha ha. Next question is, we are all in this together, is asking, where do they go when they fake their deaths? Another dimension? Do they wake up from their immersion pod?
We do not support that they go interdimensionally. They go into just different quiet lives. A lot of them are in what you would kind of understand as a protection program for themselves, depending on whether they're providing information on the business industry that they were in, being entangled into dark energy. Some of them just simply step out and you wouldn't really recognize them hanging out on the street. That is a truth.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next question. I think that this is going to be the last 2 or 3 questions here. So I think like we have many people here asking questions. So the next question from Brooke is Michael Jackson alive?
Yes.
All right. Next question from Julie. Is Kobe Bryant alive?
Yes.
All right. Exactly. Brooke is saying, loving these questions. You bet. All right. So Expand with Julius. Expand with Julius is actually making a comment. Look at that. So probably it's our wonderful friend and wing woman, Sue Dolan, who's here. There has been so much deception and hidden information from us on this realm, but we are the ones doing this to ourselves, looking from a broader perspective. I would think this is for our expansion of knowing ourselves as source. And the question from Expand with Julius / Sue Dolan is, what is Julius' perspective on this?
It's just another form of limitation for you to feel yourself empowered, masters, to break free from containment. As embodied beings who do not know themselves as source, the way to feel empowered is to break away from slavery. It is a wonderful way to feel what is perceived to be the experience of freedom. And freedom is empowering. And you love to feel and know that experience through limitation. That's why you create limitations for yourselves. It's part of the process of knowing vast and varied and infinite versions of yourself as source. That is the truth. So it seems that Angel is offline. Is Angel offline?
Angel is offline and talking to himself. Exactly. That happens from time to time. The reason being is that I was looking at the messages in the chat at the same time that I was trying to go back on air. So my apologies. Thank you so much, because definitely Kasey realized that something was off. Thank you so much. So I was going to say this was the last question. Before we go, I'm going to show some additional comments here because we're going to leave the questions for next next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're on this together with plenty of purple hearts. And then we're on this together saying Kasey, Angel, and it says, Brad, we love you. We love you back. Pam has another question, but we're going to keep it for next show as well. Does love win the earth game? Can it neutralize the lower energies? Laugh out loud. And then Hilda, thank you so much for this wonderful show, Kasey, Angel, and Julius. And then, okay. Wow. Okay, so many questions here. We are on this together. I can tell you yes on that. Look at that. It just can't go. It's just a never-ending stream of questions here. Definitely our wonderful wing team is going to have a lot of things to do and a lot of comments to make and a lot of comments to copy, for next Thursday. And that was show number 50 already. Amazing journey, Kasey, don't you think?
The most amazing part about this show, Angel, is our audience. Isn't that the truth?
Oh,
you guys are amazing. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for spending your time with us. It's extremely valuable. We want you to know how much we love you and appreciate you from our hearts. And we really, really, really look forward to our Thursdays with you. So thanks for being here.
Absolutely. I'm sure that you have enjoyed the conversation between Kasey, Joe, ourselves, our audience, and obviously through Kasey channeling Julius and the group of entities. If you want to know more, go to expandwithjulius.com. If you want to send additional questions, go to support, send an email to support@expandwithjulius.com. It's been a pleasure to be here today, and let's go to the outro video. I'll make sure that we don't miss any of these wonderful questions that we have today, okay? So let me look for this wonderful video. Thank you so much. We love you guys. See you next week. It's amazing to have you here. The energy yet again in this 50th show has been incredible. Thank you. We love you. Have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.